5 News This Morning starts now.
Well, coming up, Benton County moves forward with an adjusted plan when responding to future disasters. How the Memorial Day tornado played a role in their decision.
And the wind, it's a howling. These are sustained winds at 15 to 25, but we can see gusts as high as 50 later today. We'll talk more about those winds and how things are going to quiet down a little bit starting tomorrow coming up.
And the Walton Medical School is now open. We have all the latest coming up.
Taking a live look outside in Fayetteville. Good morning to you there. It is 6:30, not 5:30 this morning. So good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Get the coffee brewing. It's a little cold out there. You saw Emily sort of bundled up. She's keeping warm out there. Grab the umbrella.
I think the clock is a little confused because I feel like we're in the mountains, right? It's very windy, it's very chilly.
Daylight saving time. It was practicing, right? Going back that hour.
I mean, hey, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for another hour of sleep that I can get this weekend. And I'm ready for a little bit earlier of a sunrise. And it'll help the drivers out there heading off to work. You can see a little bit more of that sunrise. And they're like, Danny, stop talking, get to it. That's fair, guys. Touche. We're seeing a little bit of light rain out there in northwest Arkansas, a little bit into portions of the river valley as well, especially the eastern half. And it's pretty light, so to speak. But the problem is that when it's so windy, it doesn't matter how light it is. It's like you're getting pelted with pellets of rain out there. So it almost feels like it's a lot heavier than, well, it actually is. Temperatures out there in northwest Arkansas, it's the low to mid 40s in northwest Arkansas, upper 40s and low 50s in the river valley. But it certainly doesn't feel like that, especially because gusts are as high as 35 miles per hour right now. You can see, especially in the river valley, seeing it 30 to 35. Notice these white streamlines here. These are all out of the northwest. It's bringing in that cooler and, well, very windy air out of the northwest. So as the kiddos are heading off to the bus stop, yeah, prepare for a little bit of a wet and windy forecast, and it's going to stay pretty consistent with those temperatures all day. We'll stay in the 40s and low 50s pretty much throughout the day today, and it's still going to be pretty windy really no matter where you are this afternoon. But the good news here is that after today, things are going to quiet down quite a bit. Winds will be a lot lighter tomorrow. We'll see warmer conditions starting tomorrow afternoon, but just got to get through some windy and wet conditions, especially during the morning hours. That rain should taper off a little later this afternoon. We'll talk more about that here coming up in your full forecast. For now, take a live look at traffic on this Wednesday morning. Take a live look in the Alma area along I-40 at Highway 71 at the interchange there. Good morning to you there. To the River Valley, a little bit quieter, maybe just some drizzle, but in terms of that rainfall, not necessarily as potent, but again, it's still going to be very windy no matter where you live in the area. Well, that full forecast coming up in just about 15 minutes. Joe and Tiffany.
All right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, new this morning, the Walton School of Medicine officially opening. There will be a pretty big celebration today.
Yeah, 5 News reporter Emily Moss is joining us live at the school with more. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Joe and Tiffany. The wind is definitely very powerful this morning, but thankfully today's event is going to be inside the Walton School, the brand new Walton School of Medicine. It's a 4-story building. It's over 154,000 square feet with the latest modern amenities, new classrooms, new laboratories. It's a 4-year doctoral program. It's based by the nonprofit, and it'll offer 5 free tuition-free classes for its students. Now, the school's point is to try to encourage their students to work in Arkansas after graduation, as well as the surrounding states, and give access to top quality health care to people in this area. Now, the school's official opening was actually earlier this year, and they already have their first class of students. Well over 40 students will graduate from the school as of right now, and we'll have all the latest coming up later on in the shows. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much for that, Emily. Well, Bentonville Schools is expanding its parent choice options. The district announcing that Washington Junior High will soon be a part of the state's Parent Choice International program, which promotes critical thinking and global awareness. Now, this addition, they say, brings Bentonville's total number of parent choice schools to 6.
We just want every student to find the right place for them to belong. We wanted to really attract people, more students to downtown schools, as we see enrollment is slower in downtown schools, and it's been a successful endeavor in doing that.
Well, family zones for Washington Junior High already have a seat and do not have to apply, so the district plans to launch the curriculum next fall after applying for the candidacy.
Well, in other news, Springdale City Council voted last night to raise the cost of ambulance services by 200%. This is the first rate increase in 11 years. While that percentage may seem scary, Fire Chief Blake Holt says most costs are covered by insurance or Medicare. They say rising operating costs have outpaced what the city can recover under state law. A new law taking effect next summer will let cities recover more from insurance companies, and the new vote brings Springdale in line with that change.
The service goes beyond the transporting. It's having 24/7 staffing, having quality ambulances that are dependable and reliable, having durable medical equipment that's safe for our providers and for our patients, and those things cost money. We have two choices as a government entity, and that is to increase fees for service or ask to increase taxes.
Chief Holt added that this raise means peace of mind for the community, ensuring reliable service and competitive pay.
A Springdale man will spend 60 years in prison after a jury convicted him on 2 rape charges.
On top of that, he was convicted on 8 counts of second-degree sexual assault. Court testimony revealed 41-year-old Henry De Jesus Hernandez Parada raped a 5-year-old girl whose girlfriend was babysitting.
An investigation by police there uncovered that he had sexually assaulted 4 other victims. They say for nearly a decade. He must serve 42 years of his sentence before being eligible for consideration of parole.
Meanwhile, we're learning 2 students are expected to be okay after being hit by cars on their way to school Tuesday morning. This happened in 2 separate incidents. Bentonville Public Schools tells us a Brightfield Middle School student was hit by a car while riding their bike to school. A district spokesperson tells us that the student was not seriously hurt, but was taken to the hospital as a precaution. In Fayetteville, police say a 10-year-old student was crossing the street in a crosswalk when their foot was run over by a car. The child's injuries were minor, and officers cited the driver for failing to yield. Officials have not released any other details. These incidents come just weeks after another Bentonville elementary student was hit by a car near Sears and Morningstar roads.
All right, we're taking a live look in Jamaica. Let's go ahead and go to that. It's 6:36 this morning, and there in that area, officials reporting pretty widespread damage. We have that live shot we can take real quick. And at least 5 deaths. There we go. 5 deaths in that area. Now, this is buffering, but it is a live look at what's happening only seconds ago. This is after Hurricane Melissa struck the island on Tuesday. New images, see them right here, reveal the full devastation there on the island. Power lines down, even streets flooded.
Right now, hundreds of thousands are without electricity, and officials say recovery will take time. Local leaders say that the island is going through one of its worst periods in recent memory.
Jamaica's gone through what I can call one of its worst periods.
Well, Melissa has weakened to a Category 3 as it moves towards Cuba, forcing evacuations there. The storm is also being closely watched across the U.S. with relief efforts already underway. Well, here at home, it's been more than a year after the Memorial Day tornadoes hit Benton County. Now local leaders are putting lessons learned into action.
Yeah, they're finalizing a new disaster recovery plan to speed up response times to help families faster. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer has more.
About 16 months later, much of that devastation has been rebuilt, but the county says the recovery also revealed things they could improve on. So they brought in disaster recovery consultants who spent months interviewing people on the front lines to build a plan based on real experiences and lessons learned. The Disaster Recovery Annex lays out clear roles for local agencies and community partners so resources can be deployed faster and communication is more organized. Judge Barry Mooring says a key strength was the community stepping in before government resources could arrive. County leaders say a goal is eliminating early confusion and helping families get support quickly after a major storm, and they're looking to create a recovery coordination group made up of disaster relief stakeholders.
It was frantic, it was frenetic, it was chaotic. That's why they call it a disaster. What this report is really designed to do is to give us a plan where we can kind of shorten that time span of the chaos and get back to order and rebuilding as quickly as possible.
Judge Mooring says now moving forward, they'll now look at the plan's suggestions and prioritize what they want to put into use. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.